This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. Stepping into the realm of the Rolex legendary timepieces can be a bit daunting, but fear not, because that's precisely where authorized Rolex retailers come up most of the time. They serve as your guides in the luxury watch universe. With their expertise, knowledge, and insider information, they assist you in navigating through the options, understanding the intricacies of each piece, and making a choice that will bring you pride for years to come. In this video presented to you by the luxury world, we will be delving into an obscure revelation that could potentially alter your perspective on those upscale Rolex boutiques. Let us delve into that and unravel the mysteries behind the allure and grandeur of those boutique displays. We will also uncover some secrets behind Rolex's distribution channel. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, we highly recommend doing so to keep up with our future videos. Rolex stands out as the most renowned luxury watch brand globally, with its timepieces universally acknowledged as status symbols associated with achievement and exclusivity. Yet, such widespread recognition often leads to numerous myths and misconceptions surrounding this iconic company. For many years, Rolex has reduced the number of retail networks of its products. As a result, many traders ceased to be interested in the watches produced by this brand, artificially creating an agitation for the products of this brand, and subsequently raising their value. As a rule, people bought and continue to buy Rolex now to emphasize their successful social status and level of financial well-being. Have you ever stepped into one of these stores, glanced around, and wondered why there is an abundance of refined datechists but hardly any of those sought-after sports watches? Well, there is a strategy behind it all, known as the Rolex 70-30 rule. For every 70 formal, non-steel pieces like the sleek Oyster Perpetual that sell quickly, Rolex authorizes the dealer to introduce 30 of those elusive sports models. Sure, many of you are intrigued about what it takes for these dealers to join the fray and become a prime destination for acquiring a piece of that Rolex prestige. It all boils down to a stringent agreement they entered with Rolex. This is not your run-of-the-mill informal agreement. We are talking about a comprehensive contract that outlines both obligations and, more importantly, restrictions. Rolex is discerning about who represents their brand. These authorized retailers, officially known as ORS, are entrusted to highlight and sell Rolex watches, pledging to maintain a brand's prestige and allure regardless of their location. However, Rolex maintains strict control over the number of these authorized outlets to preserve exclusivity and excellence. When it comes to where you can acquire these prestigious timepieces, it is all about the top-tier jewelry stores or certified Rolex jewelers, also referred to as official jewelers or OJs. Rolex prioritizes upholding rigorous standards, meaning any retailer that fails to meet expectations risks being excluded from the Rolex network. However, such decisions will not adversely affect other locations affiliated with the same jeweler, thanks to the structured agreements in place. Alright, let us delve into the inner workings of Rolex and their authorized dealers when it comes to stocking those coveted Rolex watches. Each year, dealers must adhere to a precise ordering process dictated by Rolex. They rely on whatever Rolex decides to allocate to them. Being on a waiting list at your local authorized dealer may seem like progress toward acquiring your dream watch. However, here is the catch. The speed at which you ascend the list could hinge on your perceived value to the dealer. If you have made significant purchases before, you might find yourself moving up the list faster. But even with these considerations, there is no foolproof method to anticipate when you will get your first-hand that desired timepiece. Rolex operates on its timetable, dispatching watches according to its criteria. For the dealer, it is comparable to a lottery. They place their order but remain uncertain about the contents until the shipment arrives. Whatever arrives dictates their inventory for the year. It is all part of the annual routine. So when you inquire about the new stock your dealer expects, do not be surprised if you receive a shrug in response. They are discovering the information alongside you, adding an element of mystery to the process. Here is an interesting fact. Rolex even determines the allocation after the watches have been dispatched. When it comes to stocking those luxurious watches, dealers are constrained. Rolex does not guarantee fulfilling every order received. They call the shots, leaving dealers to adapt accordingly. This means your trusted dealer is in the dark until the inventory arrives. Attempting to secure a commitment on a specific watch by calling in advance is typically futile. Moreover, if a dealer requests a particular model that never arrives, that order simply vanishes into obscurity. As prices decline in the secondary market, the allure of speculating with Rolex watches diminishes significantly. As a result, there has been a decline in the number of watches purchased for speculative purposes. This shift means that more watches are accessible to individuals interested in the watch itself rather than its monetary value. Now, let us delve into how Rolex maintains firm control over its distribution channels, focusing on regulating the flow of its prized timepieces. What does this mean for retail? It revolves around adhering to the price tag. Authorized dealers are bound to sell at the MSRP or manufacturer's suggested retail price. This is Rolex's method of ensuring consistency and exclusivity across all outlets. Any attempt to inflate prices beyond the recommended retail price is strongly discouraged, as it could jeopardize the dealer's agreement with Rolex. This rule sparks considerable debate and tension among industry insiders. Additionally, Rolex imposes expectations on its jewelers regarding inventory management. They are required to maintain a specific selection of watches throughout the year, handpicked during discussions with Rolex representatives. Adhering to this curated lineup is essential for retaining the prestigious status of being an official Rolex jeweler. However, what adds an intriguing twist is Rolex's authority to conduct surprise inspections. They reserve the right to scrutinize sales and warranty records or even conduct full inventory checks to ensure that rare models are indeed in stock. This clause in their agreements grants Rolex the ability to closely monitor operations. Naturally, this level of oversight fuels criticism from those who scrutinize the luxury watch industry's penchant for secrecy. Here is another interesting Rolex regulation that might surprise you. Rolex maintains exclusive rights to any watch allocated to its authorized dealers or jewelers. So, suppose a dealer decides to close the shop, cease selling Rolex watches, or face financial difficulties. In that case, they cannot simply offload their inventory to others or release it into the broader market. This policy ensures Rolex retains tight control over its watches and prevents them from flooding the secondary market. Should a dealer disregard this rule and sell the watches to another party, they are breaching their contract and inviting trouble. They would be required to compensate Rolex for the full price of those watches, and Rolex reserves the right to repurchase them. This regulation empowers Rolex to terminate its relationship with any dealer or jeweler for distinct reasons, whether due to involvement in the gray market, failure to fulfill orders, or a desire to change its business structure. The standards set by Rolex are exceedingly high, and the extensive list of rules that dealers must adhere to is both lengthy and essential for preserving and enhancing the brand's value. While this approach has its advantages and disadvantages, it presents a delicate balance that dealers must navigate cautiously. It is not only Rolex that employs this strategy. Other luxury brands like Audemars Piguet and Patek Philippe also impose similar stringent controls. However, Rolex is renowned for its exceptionally tight grip in this domain. And with that, we conclude our in-depth exploration into the realm of Rolex's authorized dealers. We trust that we have provided some clarity on the mysteries surrounding them. What are your thoughts on the topic we shared in this video? Please let us know by leaving a comment and giving it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for future updates. Thank you for watching Luxury World, and we eagerly anticipate your participation in our upcoming videos.